We are sometimes pretty arrogant as a society because we're basically sitting here in luxury and saying, okay, now we have to stop to put more carbon dioxide in the environment. Therefore, in less developed countries, can you please not progress? I think that's really, really a bad point of view. So I think it's our all responsibility to get better. And actually, as we emitted more first, I think now it's our job to see how can we make this better on our side and use the technology and support also people in other areas to get mobility, but with a different footprint, so to speak, to support them. But I think we cannot say we have the dominance to say, sorry, this is how you should behave. We are just sitting here in luxury, right? I think that's not acceptable. So we really have to do there something and have to work differently together.
Yeah, so disruption, that's exactly the case, Mr. Balcombe?
Yeah, I would say one of the things that we focus on is actually safety. So if you look at low and middle income countries, that's where maybe 80 to 90% of the road deaths are actually occurring. So the mobility solutions that we've currently created are actually creating a huge, like 1.3 million deaths per year. That's more than AIDS, that's more than malaria, it's more than tuberculosis. So it's an epidemic that we've created as an industry. And I think that's something that we all need to focus on going forward. So yes, the environment, but we are a direct cause of a number of road deaths around the world, and that's something that we should take on ourselves as an industry.
Sure. If I may chip in again, I think, and that's where your systems are helping a lot because they will prevent much more accidents than before. If I may a little bit also promote our industry, if I may say, you said there was no progress. I had about a dozen car crashes in my life, always fully destroyed the car. If I would have done this in a Golf 1, sorry, I would not sit here. That doesn't mean I obviously have to work on my driving, okay, that's one thing. On the other thing, I think there's a lot of work in simulation and ADAS systems going into the car with a lot of money. I know that sometimes this progress is very difficult to see. Still, I think what you saw today from the colleagues is that we have to do more, it's no question.
But yeah, I did not want to say that there wasn't progress, but the system did not change, you know? And I think the safety is really a big thing, and autonomous driving is also a big thing. But we have to, I think we have to change a little bit our mindsetting. Because in urban traffic, speed kills, and also for autonomous. Yeah. I also see that, for example, race technology is, it's the lens for science, But when we work, for example, for the future urban mobility, I think traffic lights will be obsolete in the future because we have autonomous traffic, and the traffic maybe goes with around 20 to 25 kilometers per hour, very slow but always flowing. This is what I mean. So I think we need system innovations, and this is what we talked about with this one for all system. This is not a detail innovation. There's no detail innovation in it, but there's the thought of this whole system is a system innovation.
I think that's really interesting, the point about removing of the traffic lights. And I think it's really interesting to say, when's the shift going to come where we start focusing on the people that are walking within the environment. So yes, if you have fully autonomous traffic, it all talks to each other, it's all connected, that's fine. But what about the people that aren't connected? How do they move within that environment? And we've spent years designing our cities around the car is the dominant entity in the mobility space. And the work that I've seen coming out of Holland in particular, the conversion of cities back to pedestrianised cities is incredible. And you look at the pictures and you're like, I would like to go there, I would like to live there. But there are no cars. And I think that's going to be a very interesting future as we progress, going back to your point and your slide. The original mobility was walking. Yeah. And in a city, it's kind of a good way to move around.
Well, we have a pod.
It's very healthy.
All for one. One for all, sorry, pods. Maybe you can go up a little bit, Mr. Schlachtn.
I just want to point out one thing. We are talking about disruption. Disruption. What is disruption? Everybody is talking about disruption. And I think there are a few disruptions in the past. One disruption was the invention of the car, one disruption was the invention of the steel track system. Rails is the only disruption. And the disruption was to go in the Apple by the Jefferson project. Disruption, but from these days on, we have a car is a car is a car is a car, and the train is a train is a train is a train, and the plane is a plane is a plane, and the helicopter is a helicopter, you know. And this is not disruptive. To change within the system is no disruption. Okay. Now I see what you mean. And it's a little bit frustrating in these days. Last year there was a big multimodal congress in Ljubljana, in Slovenia, yeah? And you saw battery buses, hydrogen buses, electric flying, and so on. Everybody was high inside the rooms of the congress because so a lot of innovation, so a lot of disruption, and so on. And it was a very hot summer day, and we went outside of the building, 10 minutes towards the city center of Ljubljana. It was a big crossing with a lot of lanes, and every lane was fully crowded of cars and buses and trucks, and no single electric bus or something like this. And I said, okay, this is the reality today. Where is electric mobility? Where is innovation today? And there's a lot of things to do. I would say the communities and the government don't know what will trigger the implementation of all these innovations. One last sentence for me. If you look at YouTube, there are very interesting videos from New York, Berlin, and Paris, and London in the 1900, 1905, and so on. And you see horses. Yeah? So everything is fully packed with horses. And if you 20 years later, only 20 years, you have no single horse on the street. No single horse. And this is really impressive, and I would say this is a really good example for disruptive innovation, how it can work, but there was no politics and no big picture, and now Jürgen Schlachtn with a vision or something like this, you know, it happened. And this is what I'm thinking about, and if somebody of you can explain me why it happened, I'll give you a beer.
Why not? We'll try. That's a good present, so we can try. Thank you for answering that question, that first question. We have several questions on evals.fr. Speaking about social acceptance, everybody now is trying to custom his car, to have his personal car. Are we able to help people, to convert people to travel in common boxes, I would say? Are we forced to do that in the future? What do you think?
Yes, you want to say it?
No, please. Sorry.
I think as I showed that the advertising spendings of car industry are 10 times higher than for rail industry. So cars are made sexy, and you know I also have a car. And I like my car, but what will future bring? And so our idea with this one for all is that the cubes or the pods are standardized exo units outside, and you can order individualized pods as you need. You know, you can, as we showed it in this film, a kind of business interior, if you need to make a business travel from Vienna to Le Mans, for example, or you can order a family interior, you can go to holidays or something like that. So we thought about this, that car at the actual form now in the present time as a status symbol as well. So this cube system does not say no, we don't have a status symbol. I can have my individual interior for the cube, but I think that the outside should be standardized.
Thank you. Just before coming to you, Mr. Astaloch, we'll try to translate a little bit. Donc on a parlé, en fait, on va essayer d'être le plus complet possible, le plus rapide surtout, des différentes questions. Donc, est-ce qu'il y aurait une conséquence globale, j'allais dire, si on peut mettre la mobilité multiple dans le futur? On a parlé de l'Afrique, etc. Il ne faut pas qu'on soit là pour justement faire des solutions qui leur sont finalement imposé, donc il faut vraiment avoir une vision globale et essayer de progresser là-dessus. Et là, cette question que je viens de poser justement, et qui a été répondue par Daniel Huber, c'est tout simplement est-ce qu'on est tous condamnés à voyager dans un même système, en fait, à avoir quelque chose de standardisé, alors que finalement, chacun essaye de customiser un peu sa voiture, d'avoir sa voiture personnelle. La réponse a été, il faut essayer de customiser tout l'ensemble des moyens de transport, mais le pod, justement, le One for All pod, c'est quelque chose qu'on peut personnaliser. En fait, tout autour, ça sera standardisé, mais on aura vraiment un peu comme une voiture, entre guillemets, mais ça ne sera pas une voiture, évidemment, ça sera donc un pod qui pourra être soit en drone, soit sur une route, par exemple, ou ailleurs, ou bateau, d'ailleurs, il y a d'autres solutions qui peuvent intervenir. Up to you, Mr. Astaloch.
No, I just wanted to add that I think we have to see different environments. So maybe there are some areas where a car is a status symbol, for sure. If you have other big cities or so, I'm not sure if the car is the most dominant thing that you want to have, but you want to have time, you want to have connectivity, you want to have other things. So maybe some people say the car of the future will be a little bit like the racehorse today, how it went out of the city as a tool or as something specific as a hobby. I'm not using that, so but and you will have this more so. Also, Waymo says, for example, that they expect more of this car individualization in the future, but you will have self-driving cars a lot around that give you time to also have later this kind of hobby. And then we will have to see also other countries that are less developed, where you will not have a driving or a flying pod or something like from us, because you still have to go with a pickup truck from A to B in a difficult area. So there will be a mix of modality. I think that's maybe something I would like to add.
On parlait d'acceptation en fait de la société, et donc la voiture sera peut-être d'ici quelques années, quelques décennies, un peu comme ce qui est maintenant le cheval en fait. C'est tout simplement, ce serait un hobby. Pourquoi pas. Après, on est bien d'accord, et Monsieur Astaloch a bien précisé justement que la voiture ne disparaîtra peut-être pas forcément dans tous les endroits du monde. Hein. Il y aura une multimodalité, multimobilité. Donc la voiture qu'on connaît actuellement, le pick-up par exemple, pour être un point A à un point B, pourra quand même rester peut-être ce qui sera le plus efficace, je ne sais pas, en Zambie ou en Afrique et ailleurs. On pourra avoir des pods justement comme Siemens développe, ou comme évidemment Pop-Up Next veut le montrer. Voilà, c'est en tout cas les discussions un petit peu qu'on peut avoir. We'll speak about ROBORACE if you're ready, Mr. Balcombe. Will ROBORACE able to race the 24 hours Le Mans one day, and what do you think about that?
Yeah, I think yes would be the short answer.
That's good. All right, we sign.
The reality at the moment is completing 24 hours on electric power is a complete nightmare. So that's not going to happen for a long time. The use of artificial intelligence within Le Mans will come. I think it will come first as a driver assistance aid rather than a fully autonomous car. And the autonomous part will be used for safety conditions, so full course yellows or driving in the pit lane. So the AI system enhances the safety of the human driver. That will be the evolution that I think will come to Le Mans first. Obviously that technology, if it's good enough to assist accurately, all that's missing is actuation. So it's a choice. The technology should be there to actually actuate the vehicle, but it's a choice not to do that. And I think that's right for Le Mans itself.
Yeah, so before translating, a question from Mr. Robert from the ACO. What is your definition about sport? I mean, motorsport is a sport, so with ROBORACE, we don't have any driver anymore. So you explained the first part, but the evolution next step, what will it be?
Yeah, like I say, the fundamental shift in the vehicle, there's two. One is that they become drive-by-wire, so your interface to the vehicle now completely changes. And the second is that the vehicle or the systems in the vehicle become aware of the environment. So they are aware now 360 degrees in 3D what environment they have to drive through, and then they can make driving decisions based on that. So as I say, there's a lot of focus around autonomy and the rush to autonomy and autonomous motorsport. At the moment, the shift should be the underlying technology platform to drive-by-wire, to improve the situational awareness of the vehicles, to make motorsport more inclusive for disabled athletes and safer for everyone that takes part. And this technology can play a huge role in doing that. And Le Mans is the perfect showcase for this technology. 24 hours, normally in variable weather conditions, so day and night, with multiple vehicles on the track, multiple different drivers on the track. But if you really want to predict behaviour, Le Mans is the perfect environment to do that. Much more so than Formula One, for example.
And you have a driver as well involved in ROBORACE.
Yeah.
Lucas, yeah.
I just want to add something. I think we are, when it comes to Le Mans, I'm also very much a traditionalist. I love to distinguish a Ferrari from a Corvette by just sleeping somewhere, you know, at 3 o'clock in the morning. It's great. On the other side, we all have been surprised, I think, by Formula E success. All the traditionalists, including me, I would say, and many others, did misjudge that potential. Formula E was underestimated. Now it's a family event that's really, really full of people, full of families, because they can bring their kids there without ear protection and everything. And how new this gets, you see also by this, I actually don't have the English term for this, but where the people can vote whom they give a public boost, so to speak, so that one driver can drive faster for some seconds.
Fan boost.
The fan boost, okay, thanks. And for everybody that comes from rally racing, he didn't expect this. For the people nowadays, it's a fantastic, spectacular thing, and they love it. And I think there will be many, many changes also triggered by guys like you in the industry like you.
Yeah, I would say Formula E has ridden a wave, and the wave is the Dieselgate scandal that has led to the electrification of the whole industry, and so everyone has product to promote. For me, Formula E is a small step. It's a change in powertrain technology. The focus is still on the power of the vehicle. What we're interested in is now the biggest shift, which is that the vehicles have cognitive power. They have intelligence. And that's really what motorsport needs to start adopting. Is what do we do with this intelligence, and how can we play a role to develop this software, to develop the intelligence that goes in the vehicle, to build the trust with the public that this software is capable of working at the extremes, and therefore naturally capable of driving in a city. You know, there's no reason for a Tesla to do so well on a drag strip if it's used in a city. But it's something that connects with the public that they can engage with, and it will be the same for artificial intelligence.
Ils sont difficiles à traduire parce qu'ils ne s'arrêtent jamais de parler avec eux. Donc oui, je voulais donc revenir, et je suis revenu avec monsieur Bryn Balcombe sur ROBORACE, et est-ce que ROBORACE sera donc aux 24 heures du Mans un jour? Alors la première question, c'est de dire ok, on sait que le sport mécanique reste un sport, ça c'est la première chose, c'est aussi ce que Bryn Balcombe pense. En fait, ROBORACE sera présent aux 24 heures du Mans, oui, mais avec des aides finalement au pilotage, peut-être pendant les full courses yellow, pour permettre aux pilotes, pendant une neutralisation, de se reposer un petit peu, d'être dans une condition de sécurité. Dans la voie des stands également, là où il y a moins d'enjeux finalement. L'objectif de ROBORACE, c'est en fait de mettre une voiture connectée et intelligente au milieu du peloton finalement, pour savoir dans différentes conditions comment une voiture peut se débrouiller et se développer, j'allais dire. On voit qu'il pleut aujourd'hui sur le circuit du Mans, il y a la nuit, il y a plusieurs conditions. C'est vraiment un laboratoire à ciel ouvert, hein, les 24 heures du Mans depuis 1923, donc évidemment ça fait partie de l'histoire. Donc ROBORACE, c'est vraiment l'occasion en fait de faire un pas vers l'avenir et de rendre la voiture cognitive finalement, voiture intelligente sur les routes. C'est pas de faire des courses de voitures totalement sans pilote. Voilà, c'est le premier pas finalement, et de rendre la voiture intelligente et d'être vraiment capable d'avoir une voiture qui est consciente de son environnement. Voilà, pour suppléer, pour aider le pilote à tout simplement faire sa mission première, qui est à dire de gagner une course. So we'll have another question, regarding safety. Because of course we all know that safety is very important with our society. On va parler de sécurité, on parle de terrorisme, on parle de cybersécurité. Do you have an idea about cybersecurity, terrorism? I don't know. With the new technologies for you guys, what do you think about that? Is it a threat, or is it?
In ROBORACE, we've actually spoken about it being a competition element.
Yeah.
So the idea that one team can hack the other team's car. Basically because you need to have that type of competition to actually improve the technology. So it's something that we've considered and we've looked at. We've not done that yet. And please don't try to hack our cars. But that's something that we can see coming in the future. Again, you need to have competition in order to spur on innovation. Yeah. And if we just had a standard system, someone would try to hack that anyway. So you need to be always on that sort of alert and aware and making evolutions and changes. So.
Il faut toujours être conscient en fait que dans une compétition, de toute façon, quel que soit l'adversaire, on va toujours essayer de pas de tricher un petit peu, mais de hacker son concurrent. Donc voilà, en fait, ROBORACE est capable de prévoir déjà que ça va se faire. Maintenant, voilà, on va pas penser non plus qu'à ça. C'est la compétition, c'est la course. Donc voilà, ça fait partie de l'histoire de ROBORACE aussi, peut-être de se faire pourquoi pas hacker en termes de sécurité. Mais ça marche.
I just want to say, in normal car development, what we do today, it's a huge issue. Because you and we want to have the system open to have a very good connectivity. On the other side, you want to have it safe, that it cannot be hacked. And you hear sometimes about that, and it's an issue for the backbone, and it's for sure an issue for the car as well. That's if you like, it's a future business for us, yeah, for all of us at the end of the day. Yeah.
Non, on veut évidemment que cette technologie soit ouverte à tout le monde, donc oui, il y a des risques évidemment, mais voilà, on ne peut pas se fermer sur cette technologie-là. On veut que ça soit connecté, donc il y a toujours un risque, mais on travaille sur la sécurité et sur la recherche.
I just want to add for public transport. Railways, for example, imagine that somebody is hacking a TGV or SE, and be a big, really massive big accident and so on. And so today, we as Siemens, for example, we are executing workshops together with operators, with hackers, with Siemens hackers, and we are showing to the operators where the weak points, where we can go from outside into the system, how we can hack leaks. For example, not in reality, but we could hack SNCF, for example, accelerator break a TGV. Yes, it's a really important thing. So cybersecurity for sure is one of the main issues of the future.
But do you have something to explain us? I mean, I know it's a really big concern, of course, but is there something existing to prevent from that? Or?
Yeah, it's all about software and algorithms and firewalls and everything. And we are communicating with the operators, for example, and we are learning from each other in this case.
Thank you. Oui, donc pour revenir au transport en commun, j'allais dire classique, pas forcément la compétition avec ROBORACE ou d'autres compétitions comme les 24 heures du Mans. Sur les transports, par exemple les trains, on peut aussi avoir des problèmes de failles de sécurité avec la SNCF, donc on pourrait entre guillemets s'amuser, enfin en tout cas Siemens voit les points faibles donc sur différentes plateformes de voyage. Et donc c'est le cas avec leur workshop, hein. On travaille toujours pour savoir où sont les points faibles et sur quoi travailler. Donc c'est toujours la vraie priorité, je dirais, pour des entreprises comme Siemens, comme ItalDesign, avec donc Volkswagen, Audi, qui travaillent vraiment main dans la main avec ces entreprises-là. Et en fait, on a des cyberwalls et des sécurités qui existent de toute façon pour empêcher différents hackages. Pour le one for all pod. Je vais y arriver. Voilà, donc en tout cas il y a des solutions qui existent